Hello and welcome to our first Friday night sing-along. So many people had requested that I put the lyrics with the songs, and on YouTube if you go back and change your video you have to take it down and you lose all your views, and we didn't want to lose our views because that helps us get exposure on YouTube. The more views you have, the more they suggest the song for people to listen to. And we want people to hear these old songs because they have a great message to them. And a lot of people love the songs I do are old. You know, they're 100 years old or so. Some of them 200 years old. But they have this good message to them, and people seem to be comforted. You can't believe the comments that I read from around the world, how these songs are comforting to them. But they want to sing along. So I thought, well, you know, we can do a live stream on YouTube. Why not just have a Friday night sing-along? So every Friday night at 8 o'clock, I'm going to do my best to have a program for you. You know, I may have to miss every now and then, but largely we're going to try to be with you at 8 o'clock on Friday, and we'll do a replay on Saturday mornings, 10 o'clock or so. And although it is live streaming in a sense, I am pre-producing it in the studio so I can use some of my studio magic that I would not be able to do otherwise, and hopefully make the program a little more interesting for you. But we're going to do these old songs. The lyrics will be on the screen so you can sing along. And I'll tell you what key it's in for those of you that want to play along, if you play guitar or keyboard or something like that. Along the way, I'm going to tell you some stories about how the songs or why the songs were written. Sometimes I can tell you some stuff about the author. And I'll also tell you some stories about my life. I'm retired now. I used to perform all around the southeastern United States and down in Florida. But I retired about 10 years ago from touring and started working mainly in the studio, and YouTube became a channel that you could develop and share your songs all around the world. So I started spending more time doing that. I can reach far more people that way than I can play into a small crowd here, there, and yonder that I've got to travel 100 miles to get there, or sometimes 500 miles to get there. And at my age, the fatigue factor plays in there a great deal. So I just had to quit the touring part. But we will be sharing. I'm going to be recording new music as well. I'll be singing and playing the songs that I've recorded in the past, but I'll also be doing some future songs. So we hope that you'll enjoy it. Now, I will be watching your comments, and so make suggestions about what you'd like to hear, or what you know, how can I improve the program, or you know. I'll be paying attention to what you're saying, and hopefully you'll enjoy the program like we are planning it for you. This first song we're going to do tonight is an old song that was written by a fellow named William Golden, and the story is that he wrote a lot of gospel songs, and most of them while he was in prison. Apparently he had a change of heart. A lot of people do, you know. I mean, it dawned on me one night. I played in the secular world for a long time. I was a rock and roller, a country singer, and nothing wrong with that. I just should have been doing gospel music all my life because I found that to be my calling later on in life. I wish I had done it from the beginning, but that's another story. But anyway, it dawned on me one night. I was feeling a little bit sorry for not having done this and that and the other. You can't beat yourself up for what has already passed. You can't help who you've been or where you've come from, but you can help where you're going. And so that's something for you to think about. God loves you no matter what. But, you know, once you reach that point of realizing, okay, that's the past, now I can make the future better. That's a great day in your life, trust me. But anyway, William Golden wrote this song around 1900, and it's an unusual song in that, and I don't know of another example of this. I'm sure there may be, but the title of the song is nowhere in the song. Usually the title of a song will be the first verse, the first line of the first verse, or the first line of a chorus, or something like that. Anyway, this describes a beautiful life, but the words "a beautiful life" nowhere in the song. But that's the title of the song, "A Beautiful Life." And for those of you that want to play along, it's in the key of E.
I'll do a golden deed by helping those who are in need. My life on earth is but a span, and so I'll do the best I can. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deed that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. To be a child of God each day, my light must shine along the way. I'll sing His praise while ages roll, and strive to help some troubled soul. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deed that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. The only life that will endure is one that's kind and good and pure. And so for God I'll take my stand. Each day I'll lend a helping hand. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deed that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. I'll help someone in time of need, and journey on with rapid speed. I'll help the sick and poor and weak, and words of kindness to them speak. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deed that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deed that I have done, where there will be no setting sun. Where there will be no setting sun.
For those of you who enjoy these great old gospel songs, I've put together a complete collection of all 6 of my gospel albums on 3 CDs. Most of the songs we'll be doing on the Friday Night Sing-Along are contained in this collection. There are 2 complete albums on each CD, and this collection also contains a book with the words and the chord changes I used to play each of the 62 songs. Perfect for those that like to sing and play along. Just go to our website, www.birdyeomans.com, and click the My Music Store tab, and this special offer will be at the top of the page. You can also email us directly if you prefer, and that address is linda@birdyeomans.com. You'll also find my individual CDs as well as DVDs of the Friday Night Sing-Along episodes. Now let's get back to some of that great old-time gospel music. All right, we're off and running. When I first put up a couple of videos on YouTube, it was back in the day when the little picture was about so big on your screen, didn't even fill up the whole screen. And for those of you that are technically minded, I think it was like 240 lines of resolution, which now it's 1080 or something like that. You know, it's high def now. But back then, if you blew it up to fill up the whole screen, the picture didn't look real great, you know, and that was everybody, because that was the limitation of YouTube at that time. But everybody was doing it, and I thought, well, you know, I'll just, I had a little $500 camera, and I ran around here in the mountains. I live in near North Carolina, I mean near Franklin, North Carolina, in the Appalachian Mountains, and I love it here. I didn't always live here, but I got here quick as I could. But anyway, so I made 8 or 10 little videos, and I put them up and got busy with life and what have you, and I sort of forgot about it, you know. And then along the way, Google bought YouTube from whoever originated it, and they turned it into a high-def platform, and they also turned it into a platform where they would help you money-wise to make the videos and put them out there. You know, that's why you see these little ads on YouTube. But that makes it possible for us to buy groceries and still be able to spend most of our time doing this type of work. It takes a long time to put all this stuff together. People don't really realize. You see a little song go by in 3 minutes, you go, okay, well, that was nice. That 3 minutes might have taken a week, you know, or thereabouts. So anyway, YouTube changed the whole thing. And I looked down one day, and this next song will always mean a lot to me, because it is the one that God spoke to me through and said, okay, this is the platform for you to work for you to use for the rest of your life. And anyway, it had quite a number of views. I'm going, whoa, how did this happen? You know, do people really, you know, and the picture wasn't even that good. It was like, and so I'm thinking, and by that time, I've had a little studio since the 80s, and my equipment had gotten better, and my video equipment had gotten a lot better, and we had gotten some software to use, and it was no longer just point, shoot, and upload. We could fix things. We could do studio magic with it, so to speak. So I thought, well, what if I spent some time on this and started developing this? And sure enough, we put up a couple of videos that we've spent some time on and started getting views, and I'm going, that's just confirmation that this is what God wants me to do for the rest of my life. But anyway, this next song has been our most popular song by far, even in that old format. And I'm even going to, though you will see me singing from the stage on most of these songs because I'm changing it to that, I'm going to show you the old, this is the original video, except I have added the words to it. But this is the original video, and I've also fixed a little bit of the picture fidelity, what they call up-resed it. That still doesn't make it high def, but it does fill the whole screen up now. But you'll get to see the original video that started all of this. It was written by Fillmore Bennett and Joseph Webster in 1859, 1860, somewhere along in there. And it obviously speaks to a lot of people. And in one of the upcoming videos or programs, I'll tell you the story about how they came to write it. But for tonight, I'm going to try to stay away from too much talking and too much stories, because I get to talking too easy and it might have too much talking going on. But anyway, this is a song that all of you have just responded to like crazy, and I'm going to let you see the original of it. It's called In the Sweet By and By, key of E.
There's a land that is brighter than day, and by faith we can see it afar. For the Father waits over the way to prepare us a dwelling place there. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. By and by, in the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. We shall sing on that beautiful shore the melodious songs of the blessed, and our spirits shall sorrow no more. Not a sigh for the blessing of rest. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. By and by, in the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. Our bountiful Father above, we will offer our tribute of praise for the glorious gift of His love and the blessings that hallow our days. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. By and by, in the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. By and by, in the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. We shall meet on that beautiful shore.
Ah, the sweet by and by. That's a great thought, isn't it? For our next song tonight, I'm going to do you a song that was written by a lady named Cordy Bridgewater. And here again, it was written at the turn of the 20th century, 1900, thereabouts. And I don't really know a lot about this song. It was actually hard for me to find her first name. But at any rate, she's the one that wrote the song. And this will slow things down just a little bit. I like to do up-tempo. I think of spirituality as a happy thing. It's not. I don't have a sad sack religion. I have a joyous religion. I welcome all people into my stream of thought about religion. You know, I'm not an exclusionary type of person. The Bible tells us to let our light so shine that others see Jesus in us. It does not mean for us to go out and bang them over the head and try to cram it down their throat. That's not going to work. Think about it. Would you respond to something like that? Somebody constantly telling you how terrible you were and you were wrong and all that? No, just live your life in a decent way. Let people see Jesus in you, and that will attract them to your way of thinking. But anyway, one of the hopes and promises that we have is that if we live the right kind of life, we will go to a place called heaven. And this is a song that she wrote called How Beautiful Heaven Must Be. Key of E for all of you that like to play along.
Of a place that's called heaven. It's made for the pure and the free. These truths in God's word He has given. How beautiful heaven must be. How beautiful heaven must be, sweet home of the happy and free, fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be. Pure waters of life there are flowing, and all who drink may be free. Rare jewels of splendor are glowing. How beautiful heaven must be. How beautiful heaven must be. Sweet home of the happy and free, fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be. The angels so sweetly are singing up there by the beautiful sea, sweet chords from their golden harps ringing. How beautiful heaven must be. How beautiful heaven must be. Sweet home of the happy and free, fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be. How beautiful heaven must be. Oh, how beautiful heaven must be.
What a great thought. How beautiful heaven must be. Wow. Leaves a lot to the imagination, you know. And speaking of wonderful things, we live now in an age, we don't live in the old law from the Old Testament. Jesus came and he fulfilled all of that. And we live under the new law, which is in the New Testament, and which is based on grace. And a fellow named John Newton wrote a song. This song may well be the most popular gospel song of all time. I used to ask that whenever I would play live. Sometime I would just say, what do you think the most popular gospel song was? And almost without fail, this was always the one that more people would say than not. It's been recorded almost 7,000 times. That says a lot about it anyway. It's called Amazing Grace, in the key of D for all of you that want to sing along. I'll tell you the story about this in one of my future programs, but for right now, let's just all sing along. Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Tis grace hath brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. bright shining as the sun. We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. We've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. I've had a great time tonight. I've enjoyed doing this for you. I hope that enough people will want to join us on Friday nights to make it worthwhile to keep doing this. I'll enjoy doing it for you if you enjoy this. So let me know in your comments what you'd like for us to do in the future and that sort of thing. But for this last song that we're going to do tonight, this is a song that's been recorded a lot of times too. It's written by Curtis Stewart back in the 40s, I believe it was, 1940s. And it's been recorded by Hank Williams, Bill Monroe. I mean, we could go on with all the big stars that have recorded this song. But Stewart made the comment that he was afraid people were going to criticize the fact that he made reference to a cabin instead of a mansion. But God's cabin might well be a mansion. But it has to do with his humility, which I believe in too. You know, I mean, the Bible tells us to humble ourselves, you know. Self-righteousness and egotism is not a trait of Christianity. You know, I don't know what, some of today's interpretation of the Christianity, they don't really square with the way I was raised. My daddy was a preacher, and he taught us the love portion of the Bible. So I don't know where they get some of this other stuff from, but anyway, my version of Christianity has a lot of love for your fellow man in it, and it's just something to think about. But anyway, and he said he did get some criticism, called people going, you know, God's not going to give us a cabin, he's going to give us a mansion. Well, that may well be true, but the reason he wrote the song was just in a moment of humility. But I love this song. It's called Lord, Build Me a Cabin in the Corner of Glory Land, in the key of D.
Many years I've been looking for a place to call home, but I fail here to find it, so I must travel on. I don't care for fine mansions on earth's sinking sand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of glory land. Yes, build me just a cabin in the corner of glory land, in the shade of the tree of life, where it may ever stand, where I can just hear the angels sing and shake Jesus' hand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of glory land. Blessed Lord, I'm not asking to live in the midst, for I know I'm not worthy of such splendor as this, but I'm asking for mercy while humbly I stand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of glory land. Yes, build me just a cabin in the corner of glory land, in the shade of the tree of life, where it may ever stand, where I can just hear the angels sing and shake Jesus' hand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of glory. shade of the tree of life where it may ever stand, where I can just hear the angels sing and shake Jesus' hand. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of glory land. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of glory land. Lord, build me a cabin in the corner of glory land.
Now let me remind you once again, for those of you who enjoy these great old gospel songs, I've put together a complete collection of all 6 of my gospel albums on 3 CDs. Most of the songs we'll be doing on the Friday Night Sing-Along are contained in this collection. There are 2 complete albums on each CD, and this collection also contains a book with the words and the chord changes I use to play each of the 62 songs. Perfect for those that like to sing and play along. Just go to our website, www.birdyeomans.com, and click the My Music Store tab, and this special offer will be at the top of the page. You can also email us directly if you prefer, and that address is linda@birdyeomans.com. You'll also find my individual CDs as well as DVDs of the Friday Night Sing-Along episodes. Thank you for being with us tonight. Well, that's our program for tonight, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure and make your comments and give me suggestions on how to improve the program and some songs to do and that sort of thing. I'll be reading them and paying attention to them. And thank you so much for being with us tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next week, Friday night, 8 o'clock.